Okay, your turn for Slido. If you could give a vaccine to any historical figure, who would it be? Oh, any figure. There might not be any other answers. Yes. FFFFFFF Kennedy. Yes, Chris Hemsworth. The Rock. Yeah, now. Now we're seeing who we really want to roll up their sleeve and give a vaccine to. Santa Claus. Elvis is back in the building. Yes, Ronald Dahl's daughter. Yes, died of measles. Yes, good answer. Trump fired the eyeball. Okay. Great answers. Captain James Cook. Very good. I think I know where that's coming from. Joan of Arc? Typhoid Mary? Beethoven? Might have stopped him getting deaf. Very good. Okay. Yeah, Novak. Great answer. There's some really clever answers. Well done, everybody. Now, just let me check with the Brains Trust at the back. We're programmed for a video from... Yes? So we've wonderful Angela from Boggabilla Community Health. She's a fantastic rural health nurse. And what could be better than someone from Boggabilla? Unfortunately, she can't be here today, but we do have her video with some of her great ideas.
I've been working here for just over 10 years, and I can honestly say I'm still very happy within my role. Just to give you a little insight into our location and work, Boggabilla is a small community with approximately 800 residents, over half the residents identifying as being of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander descent. The Boggabilla Community Health Clinic is a 2-nurse clinic located approximately 112 kilometres from Morrish Health Service and 10 kilometres from the Queensland border. This community is on the traditional lands of the Kamilaroi people. The multidisciplinary team within our clinic works with compassion and respect to deliver a culturally competent, holistic, comprehensive and community-based healthcare service. We are extremely passionate about improving school vaccination rates and are faced with many challenges that we've had to find out-of-the-box solutions for. As I facilitate clinics from Boggabilla, our team does change. This photo is our team in Boggabilla. A couple of us will travel in the morning of each clinic from Boggabilla to our destination, Moree or Mungundai. We will also utilise Moree community health nurses if we are having a larger clinic day. This is a photo of our little clinic. We have grown tremendously over my time here. Although small, it is a bustling little place that the entire community have access to. So the Boggabilla Health Clinic is primarily a 2-nurse clinic with a visiting GP twice weekly. We also host many visiting allied health services and specialist services such as podiatry, diabetic educators, dietitians, optometry, just to name a few. Our main hub, where our managers sit in Moree, so we are very much a unique little healthcare centre. We offer services from birth right through to palliative care and everything in between. We are very much a one-stop shop, which is what makes our role so diverse and rewarding. I know that I can speak on behalf of all of our staff when I say that our job brings us huge satisfaction. We are all truly passionate and love what we do here. A little snippet of our day is that I could be doing audiometry 1 minute and then called for an issue in community or an emergency in community. And as community nurses, the health and wellbeing of our community is what drives us. We are very aware of the enormous role that high immunisation rates play in contributing to the overall health outcomes of not only our community, yet the entire world. Playing a small part of being the team leader of the school-based immunisation program in our wider community is one of my most important hats and something that I'm very proud to be a part of and deliver. So our catchment area for the school-based program consists of Boggabilla, Morrish and Mungandai. We service 3 schools in Morrish and it's a 250-kilometre round trip to drive there and back. Mungandai is a lot smaller in numbers. The distance makes up for a massive day though. Our last trip out to Mungandai was like a visit to the zoo. We've seen kangaroos, emus, camels, pigs. Just these days make it so unique and why we love what we do in this area. So one size fits all does not work in our community. It is unique. We are always having to think outside the square and adapting from mainstream practices to deliver what is required. So this can include, yet is not limited to, door knocking, calling families to see where the children are, opportunistic checks when present to GP clinic. We do have little adventures on this journey and funny stories to match, like having to find a child's cat for her to hold before she would have her vaccination. Horseback riding to the clinic is also a fun way for the kids to present to the clinic, and we love and embrace these days, along with face painting and other activities. So I've previously touched on the transport. So living rurally, travel is always going to play a part in our role, yet it does make for a large day. Many of the team will do unpaid overtime and must arrange childcare, etc. on clinic days just to allow for travel. We want to spend as much time as we can at each school and do as many kids as possible each day. So we happily adapt and make this work. There's also vast socio-emotional inequality within our health district. No two children's home life and challenges are the same. Adapting our practices and finding solutions to making sure what we can vaccinate as many children as possible is at the forefront of our focus. Large portions of vaccination days are spent with school staff phoning children's guardians that may have failed to complete the consent form prior to our clinic day. This has varied levels of success and is extremely time consuming, as you probably all are doing the same. We must allow for one extra staff member to vaccinate if visiting a school that is a regular occurrence. The online versus paper system, unfortunately, has not helped with consent rates. Transient families and failure to attend school is also an issue. If children are enrolled yet not attending school, this will affect our final vaccination statistics. In Boggabilla, we have the local knowledge and rapport with families to chase up these children that aren't attending school and are able to get them done in our health clinic with their GP, or even we'll do a home visit and do them in their home. This is a little harder in Morrish, and we rely heavily on the school to help us with this. The administration that this takes is enormous and it involves the whole entire extended team. So since COVID, I've also noticed a huge shift in vaccine hesitancy within our community. I think a lot of community members felt forced, especially given our location on the border and getting groceries, the grocery shop being in Queensland on the border. Community are most definitely questioning the safety of vaccines more than ever. Positive and correct information around vaccines is something that we obviously do and do well. And as a child and family health nurse, I'm passionate about educating the importance of vaccination. And I don't think anyone would be shocked to hear that crime, drug use and alcohol abuse is a momentous issue in not only our community but the entire country. So drug and alcohol exposure is happening at an alarming young age, and it's some for our vulnerable children. Unfortunately, this exposure means some of our year 7 to 10 students are either actively participating in this abuse, or unfortunately the victims of guardians that have addiction issues and therefore unable to fill the guardian role to its full capacity. This makes obtaining consent a bit of a struggle, and it can also mean some students are spending some time in juvenile detention and missing vaccination. So Boggabilla itself is always random, always unique, just another work day, and we encourage the kids to present after school for a piece of fruit and a chat with staff. We can find that this builds trust and rapport, which aids our relationship with the children, which in turn is easier on school vaccination days as we are familiar and friendly face. I would like to thank you all for your time today and hope you enjoyed a little snippet of nursing in Bogabilla. Thank you for your time.
How cool's that? Yeah, that's so cool. And yeah, big shout out to Bogabilla. Who here's from further west than here? Yes, fantastic. Good on you. Great work. Well done. Sharon, the Hunter New England Immunisation Coordinator, is just going to talk about some books. We know you like to read the Australian Immunisation Handbook every night, but Sharon's got some alternative reading for you.
It is so fantastic to see everyone here today and so many faces to match the voices that we speak to on the phone all the time. So we were going to have, unfortunately, Colin's booksellers here today, but they couldn't come. So we thought we'd just cover a few books anyway, because I know you all love to go and read. So much information today that you'll go home and think what were we talking about. But some of these books are absolutely fabulous if you want a good read. So Vaccine Nation is Professor Raina McIntyre. So she talks about, the fact that vaccination is arguably the greatest public health achievement in history. Yet the disappearance of many diseases has also seen an increased focus on the side effects of vaccines and the rise of the anti-vax movement with an explosion of pseudoscience and disinformation. And that's something that we have to really combat. Okay, so it's a really good read. So when you've got, all that spare time you have, take a cup of tea, go and sit in the garden and read that. This is another fabulous book, okay? So this really resonates with some of the questions we're talking about with autism. Written by Dr. Peter Hotez, who was really involved in the development of vaccines. He's a paediatrician. He also has a daughter with autism. So he addresses how we make vaccines, why we make vaccines, the safety of vaccines. He debunks myths, and he talks about what we know about what causes autism, or how does autism come about. So this is a really good book. If you would like to read, because we do have those conversations about autism and vaccines still, even though we've debunked everything. It is really sad that this year we lost the author of this book, so Professor David Isaacs, a fabulous storyteller. I don't know if we remember a few conferences ago, he actually came and he spoke about one of his books. This is Defeating the Ministers of Death. I don't think we need to say too much more, really. The title encompasses the whole about the book. It tells a fabulous story about where we've come from, how we've got there, and how the fact, probably the theme in all of these books is how we have to be more active in debunking misinformation and how we need to be more, having more of those conversations with people. So we don't let people fester underneath. We actually be proactive in having those conversations. So that's a really good book. You'd finish that in a night, I reckon. Paul Offit, another prolific author, and so got some really good information. So the title of this book is Tell Me When It's Over. So he's talking about the COVID-19 pandemic. 3 years on, we're still talking about it. So what is the new normal? How are we going to look for the new normal? COVID's with us. That's it. It's not going away. So this is a really good book about how do we address and how do we look to the future about the new normal and what do we do with that. So 4 good books. These are the booksellers. Tell me that you can either order them at your local bookstore, or I don't want to take business away from them, but you can buy them online, which is where I buy mine. So go for it, and a great reading. Enjoy those afternoons.